Hey guys, Towers here. Welcome back to DMZ. Today I'm going to be flying solo and I need to up my wallet. I am near out of cash. Not near, but pretty close to zero considering. But what I plan on doing is going into Koche solo and working up cash that way. I'm also going to take the opportunity to get some reps in on the Tempest Razorback. I really like the weapon, but I've not used it much. It's only a weapon that you see operators bring in. It's not going to be found as ground loot in the game. So unless you're keeping your insured weapons off of cooldown a lot, it's hard to get practice in with the weapon in live games. So I'm going to be fighting a lot of tier 3 bots in the underground, and that's going to give me a better idea of how it's going to perform against a fully armored enemy operator. Although there is variation between the damage profiles of each weapon against an operator and against bots, and that's one of the things that you should look for when you're choosing a weapon to start getting good with. You need to understand the damage profile of the weapon both against players and tier 2 and 3 bots. They aren't going to be exactly the same, but there are some weapons that where that damage profile is very similar, and the first one that comes to mind on that note is going to be the TAC 56. That's why it's remained a meta weapon for so long, and even at the end state of the game. But we're going to use the Razorback today. It's a very high rate of fire weapon, and those kind of weapons are good against operators because it throws off an operator's confidence when his health pool is being depleted at a very high tick. It gives the guy less time to react and to keep his composure. So when your armor plates are getting burned through, and when your base health is dropping down very quickly, you have very limited options about what to do, how to reposition, how to stop that incoming damage, where it's coming from. You have a harder time pinpointing exactly where it's coming from if it's not in your immediate field of view. So you can net kills that you otherwise would not have if on a lower fire rate weapon, simply for that fact alone. Now if a weapon has a very high rate of fire, it doesn't mean that the time to kill is necessarily very quick, but just with the base stats of the weapon alone, but kind of the psychological effect of being hit with a high fire rate weapon, even if the damage per round is relatively low, is should not be you shouldn't discount that. You can make that work to your advantage. So what I'm going to do first is I got a bit of a warm-up in earlier. I haven't played at all in live matches today, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hop into firing range real quickly and just get a little bit more practice in with the weapon before I take it down into Koche, just to work on the recoil pattern. So this is what the recoil pattern is looking like right now with the weapon fully built out. So that's relatively straight, a little bit of a rightward pull, and there are some attachments on the weapon that you absolutely need to take. One of them is the 16-inch Tanker 5 barrel, and the other one is the foregrip, the proto grip, and those are absolutely necessary on the weapon. Because without those, the horizontal recoil is quite bad and unpredictable. And because the weapon has a very high rate of fire, even with a large magazine, without those attachments, you're going to be missing a lot of your shots. One of the advantages of a high rate of fire weapon is that it burns through one or two targets quite well. But beyond that, you're limited by the magazine size, and even at max, you're not going to be able to get a third break or down, except in very favorable conditions. Like if all three of the guys are lined up for a collateral like this, which is extremely rare. This is what the build is looking like for me at the moment. So these are the two attachments that you have to take on the Razorback, the 16-inch Tanker 5 barrel and the DM Proto Grip underbarrel attachment. And the reason those are necessary is for the recoil control. And the Proto Grip actually gives you horizontal recoil control directly, along with a little bit of recoil stabilization. And we're going to further mitigate that horizontal recoil control with a Komodo heavy muzzle device. And so all three of those attachments plus the magazine are going to slow down our ADS time. So finally we're going to cap it off with an OLE5 ADS laser to get some of that ADS time back. And I like the iron sights on the weapon. It has very distinct and clear green tip at the end of that front sight post, along with some alignment dots on the rear sight on the ghost ring. And remember that any optic that you put on any weapon is going to slow down your ADS time, so the fastest possible ADS time in the optic slot is actually no attachment at all. And it's not super quick but it is fast, the ADS time, how I've built it. And that's going to be important on a high fire rate weapon too. You're gonna need to get sight alignment and a very quick sight picture to start outputting that damage. And the quicker you can output damage with a high fire rate weapon, the higher chance you have of creating a favorable outcome for yourself, whether that be a break or a down or a full kill. And as always, a laser, an ADS laser, is going to give you a little bit of a contrast boost with your whatever your front sight device is, even if it's a red dot, or I like to run the Chrono Mini Pro, which is a blue dot, so that contrasts with the red laser, and with the red hash marks on the final kill indicator. So you'll see it's white here, and that final kill indicator is red by default. So we're pretty warm and comfortable right now with the recoil pattern on the weapon. So we're going to load ourselves in with $1,000 for some plates and a munitions box, because we're going to be eating through AR with this weapon. So when we're doing a Kosh run, we're hoping for a spawn on the north side of the map. That's where all the Kosh entrances are. There's 4 entrances total, so that means 4 total teams that will spawn into a raid of Kosh. And as we get into the match, I'm going to turn up my in-game volume, so you're going to have a harder time hearing me.
Welcome to Al Mazrah. Explore, secure intel, and loot to gain access to new missions. Enemy threat is high, so expect contact. Ultra One, enemy threat is moderate near your location. Hostile advanced UAV is active.
I'm stealth here. Should be good. Options here. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that team spawned on the opposite side of the river. Pop that advance there.
Requesting recon flyover.
Copy. Advanced UAV establishing orbit.
Meant to confirm the coach entrance, but accidentally popped the advanced. Should have just left that advanced back there. Glitch out or something, but never had the full stream glitch out. Tacticals and rifles.
Ultra One, we're getting comms interference. Advise you look for markings to navigate through the area.
حاولوا يوصلوا للمعتقل.
you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. Ultra One, activity has increased in the area. Keep your eyes open. Ultra One, there's increased enemy activity in the area. Expect contact.
Get up! Stop the
Ultra One, be advised. Hostile activity. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. 1, be advised threats are moving into the area. Ultra 1, we're seeing increased activity in the area. Stay sharp.
Shotgun! لازم تستخدميني! يلا لح شوف يلا
Ultra One, there's increased enemy activity. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. Reinforcements incoming. Ultra One, activity is increasing near your location. Stay alert. Ultra One, there's increased enemy activity. Ultra One, you've been hostile reinforcements. Reinforcements incoming. Ultra One actual. High winds are increasing in the AO. Move to an extract point before radiation spreads. All Ultra, communications resecured. Work down there.
Should have gone for the throwing knife against that guy with his back turned towards me. If he had not been caught in a menu, he may have been able to turn around or react in time to that first shotgun blast, even even though he was broken, he still had a potential to turn around and instantly kill me or down me. But there is no assimilation in Koshé, so the only thing you can do is maybe talk to the person and escort them to a exfil right away, but they want to get out with loot as well, and they would have to trust you. It's a two-way street, so all I could do is just kill that guy, and I didn't know if he had teammates or not, so I wanted to stay mobile immediately after that kill. Didn't get really any practice in with the Razorback there. The shotgun in Koshé is what you want to run for bot control. The Bryson 800 is a one-shot for even tier 3 bots. As you saw there, it's this is just a ground loot Bryson, and no APs or anything, but it's at least a 2-shot for a player. But was able to net a little bit of cash there, and we got an L2 key, which is, I've been looking for more of those. I've been depleting my stash of them. That's the only key that I'm really concerned about extracting with, and that's for regains in Kosh. And I did get a haunted out of it off of that player, and all those rad blockers for the passive upgrade, and that is for the SAM site duration, one of the only 2 upgrades I'm aiming for these days. The other one would be the increased weapon stash, until I started following a player called Navigator, and he's a good player. He's a hunter, but he does a lot of weapon stashes when he's like about to get out of a round on topside Mazrah, or if he encounters cheaters or whatnot, he'll hit a weapon stash, and I think he does that really just for cash and for some loot. But I think that's a good idea. It's a good way to I've always hit like destroy supply contracts for regular safes, but the weapon stash is a guaranteed safe, and it eliminates one of the 2 steps. You have to do a destroy supply contract, and then you'll get notifications on your TAC map of nearby safes, and that just eliminates one of those steps. So it's a little bit faster and in a safe you always have the possibility to get kill streaks, so that's another good reason to do safes, even if you're hunting. But I'd like to start doing some weapon stash contracts on the top side of Maz if I'm with a party, and even if I'm hunting, can do those. It's kind of also like a reverse UAV. It's gonna ping your location on the map, but that's a good thing. If you're hunting, it'll draw players into you, as long as you can have enough of a heads up to see if they're coming or not. But I need to dead drop some enemy operator weapons for the final upgrade on that. Actually, I don't know if it's the final upgrade, but yeah, it should be a 2 out of 3. So, and then the SAM sites are, everybody at this point should know that SAM sites shoot down those passing cargo jets, but they also disable kill streaks. Every kill streak except for the sentry turret, I think. All the other kill streaks are airborne, and even something like a mortar strike, it will cancel out a mortar strike. It will not allow you to deploy it. It's considered an airborne kill streak, so SAM sites are good to cap for loot, but also if you're knowing that you're going to have to be fighting in an area, and you have time, SAM site capture would just be that much better. It'd be one more advantage for you. Disable the enemy team UAVs, everything like that. So another good thing that SAM sites will do is that will create an area of denial for a heavy chopper team, and also for light helo teams, but it's a very good way to deal with heavy chopper teams. And to get a Joker out of that. And I like to switch to other tacticals, and I'll keep the knives for the most part in Koshé. There still are tier 1 and 2 bots down there which will be one shot by a knife, but you always have to deal with you have the possibility of dealing with enemy players. So if you can hit an enemy player in the upper chest or head with a knife, that's going to be a down even if they're fully 3-plated. So again, that's what I should have done to that guy with his back turned towards me. I should have lined up an upper body knife, and that would have instantly downed him, instead of creating an opportunity for him to react with just an armor break. But guys, I think I'm actually going to call it here, and plan on resuming tomorrow. But I appreciate you tagging along. I hope you had fun. I'll catch you guys soon.